lighthouse, shining in the darkness.
Hey, I'm sitting here with Pastor Ryan Cochran, pastor of Broadway Christian Church.
Yep.
And just had a few questions. Broadway is one of our, we call it safe churches that we send our guys to. So my first question is, there's a lot of drugs in Fort Wayne, and you are a stable beacon downtown. You're a downtown church. How does a downtown church deal with all of this drug epidemic that's happening?
Well, I think we try to do our part in being a place of connection for people. You call Broadway a safe church where you can send some of your guys on Sunday morning, and we try to be a place where people come on Sunday morning and we acknowledge that we all have broken parts of ourselves that need Jesus. And so at Broadway, folks trickle in who may be high in the moment, and they've trickled in. And over the 40 years that Broadway's been in that place, the congregation has been trained and equipped to sit down next to a person and have a conversation with them, and
that's great.
to treat them like a person rather than a problem, and to meet them in that place. And so I think that's one of the ways that we try to be one place of connection for people, and to be a place where they can feel like they're welcomed and that they're a person.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of churches where someone strung out on drugs walks in, and the security team's on them chasing them out, and I've really appreciated that about Broadway. It's not that you want the disruption of someone high on drugs in the service, but you want to also meet their needs.
That's not a surprise when that happens for us, and so we want to be ready for that, and we hope that we are. We know we don't always do the best we could, but that's our focus, is to make sure that we treat anyone who comes to us as a person made in God's image, and that we have an opportunity to point to Jesus in one way or another. Yep.
And I remember getting a call maybe last year. Broadway had homeless people living in the cubbies. The church has these cubbies that face the street, that block the wind, and you had homeless people living in the cubbies, and you were trying to figure out what's the best way to do this, not to scare people, but yet to minister to these people. And I just appreciate it, because most people would have just ran them off.
There are conversations that you try to have conversations, but we're also not there all day long. We've actually had to put gates up there because people were using the bathroom and all kinds of things in our space there. And so it's a challenge. It's a challenge to know how to respond when there are problems faced right in front of us like that.
Sure. So several of our guys attend. Several of our graduates attend. Broadway seems to be a favorite among the churches that we send our guys to. How does a place like the Lighthouse assist with just what you see as a downtown church?
Yeah, it provides a place for community. We as human beings can't change on our own, and we need relationship plus time to see transformation happen. And so a place like the Lighthouse is a place that provides Christ-centered community for people who want to be transformed.
Sure.
And the way that the church in general is structured, where a lot of our time and our energy is to a couple hours on Sunday morning, that's an important connecting point. But for most people, it's not enough in order to have the kind of community and the time to actually experience long-term and real transformation. And so so we hope to be that connecting point, but a place like the Lighthouse provides a long-term and more intensive community and relationship so that transformation can happen. So that's...
Yeah, so there's a graduate that comes to mind. He's been in and out of Broadway for years.
Yeah.
Graduated the Lighthouse program, relapsed, went to Broadway for help. We collaborated a little bit on his story, and then right now he's sober and he's doing a really good job. I'm excited for them, but I'm glad that you guys are a part of that.
Right.
Because we can't be everywhere.
That's right.
As well as you can't be everywhere.
That's right. And so there's we hope that our church becomes a community that's not centered on their addiction. You know, and so I'm sure here all their conversations here are about that. And so there needs to be relationships in a community that's centered on something else, where they're seeing healthy relationships modeled for them, where they're seeing healthy friendships modeled for them, and opportunities for them to participate in those kinds of relationships. And so it's a different place to begin to experience what healthy life looks like. And so that's what he, and I hope that others are experiencing.
Yeah.
So
it probably appears that a lot of the conversation here revolves around drugs and alcohol, and yeah, it does. That's what we do. But yet, a lot of our focus is just on the underlying heart issues, and that's so important. And I know your heart, and I know your heart for ministry to these guys, and I think that our agencies, as a church and agency, are yes, we blend well, and I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
so.
We appreciate that too, Brendan. It would feel we want to play our part as the local church, and we believe that you all are a part of that. So
cool. Well, thank you so much for taking time to interview with us. I challenge people, if you're looking for a church, stop down and see Ryan at Broadway. Downtown on Washington and
it's Broadway and Wayne.
Broadway and Wayne, right off of Washington Center.
That's right.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.